She was there again, on her knees on the cold floor, flowers in her hands, eyes full of tears. I visited this burial ground. Every Saturday for 2 years she talked to the stones that kept the names of her boys. Lucas is 7 years old. Gabriel is 5 years old. They died in a car accident together with their father. At least, that's what she believed until a boy appeared out of nowhere, thin, dirty, with wide eyes, and uttered a phrase that destroyed everything. What she knew about that day. "Mistress, these boys live in my house." She was frozen. The world has stopped. Her heart exploded in my chest. How is that? Where do they live? How is that possible? This boy has just lit the flame that I thought it was extinguished forever. And what followed after this news would turn her life upside down. If this story touches you, write the name of your city in the comments so we know how far this one has come. History. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to get more emotional stories like this. 2 years before that Saturday, Mariana's life was different, completely different. She lived in Campinas, in a small apartment, but full life. Lucas and Gabriel ran around the room, quarreling over toys, making a mess. Regular children's case. She worked as an administrative assistant in a clinic. Money was tight, but she coped. Marriage with Ricardo ended a year ago. They broke up without big quarrels, without a scandal, just from fatigue. He is all. He went out more often, became nervous, locked himself in a room, answered calls. Mariana did not quite understand what was happening, but she felt that something was wrong. When she asked for a divorce, he did not even argue, agreed, but insisted on maintaining contact with the boys. Every weekend he took away. I took them both to the park, to the shopping center. They slept at his house. Mariana found it strange that he rented a house in remote area, somehow secretly, but he said that it was cheaper. She believed. Before that, on Sunday, the phone rang in the middle of the night. Mariana woke up frightened. It was an unknown number. On the other hand, the voice of a man. Serious, official. "You are Mariana Cordoza, the mother of Lucas and Gabriel." Her heart began to beat. "Yes, it's me." "What happened, mistress?" "I'm sorry to report. An accident occurred on the Onangar highway. The car in which your ex-husband and children were overturned. There are no survivors. The earth disappeared." She dropped the phone, screamed, fell, could not breathe. No, no, no. It couldn't be true, but it was. Or according to. At least, it seemed that in the following days, she went to the morgue. "Have you seen the bodies?" "They were unrecognizable, burned." The expert says that the identification was made from documents found at the site by Ricardo, Lucas and Gabriel. All three. She couldn't look well. I had no strength. I only signed the papers, only cried. The funeral was quick. There were few people. Ricardo's mother appeared also destroyed. They had never been close, but that day. Cried together. Mariana fell into a deep hole, stopped working, and left the faculty she had started. Spent days lying down, staring at the ceiling, not understanding how life could be so cruel. Friends tried to help, but she did not want help, only wanted her children back. And then the ritual began. On Saturday, she went to the cemetery, brought flowers, cleaned the tombstone, talked to them as if they were alive. "Hello, my favorites. Mom is here again. Lucas, you would have turned 8 next week. I'd bake that chocolate cake you love. Gabriel, do you miss your mother? I'm dying of longing for you." She knew it was crazy, but it was the only way. Stay on your feet. 2 years passed like this until that Saturday. Mariana was on her knees in front of the grave, as she always cleaned the letters. With a cloth, arranged flowers. The sun was strong. The cemetery was almost empty. Then she heard footsteps behind her, turned around and saw the boy. He was about 9 to 10 years old. Dirty clothes, torn sneakers, disheveled hair. He looked at her with a strange expression, a little frightened, a little curious. "Hello, ma'am." Marina smiled. "Hello, son. Everything is fine." The boy was silent for a moment, then pointed to the grave. "These boys who are written here are Lucas and Gabriel." Her heart sank. "Yes. Why?" Boy scratched his head. "The fact is that they live in my house." Marina felt the world tremble. "A what?" "Lucas and Gabriel. They live where I live, in a house next to the bus station." She jumped up, grabbed the boy's hand, not wanting to offend him, but firmly. "Wait, what are you talking about?" The boy was frightened. I swear, ma'am, I know them. We play together sometimes. Their dad is a little weird, doesn't let them go out much, but I know it's them." Marina began to tremble. "How do you know their names?" "I hear my father calling them. And Lucas to me. He told me once. He said that his mother had died, that they had no one else." Her legs buckled. She sat down on the ground without air. It didn't make sense. Nothing made sense. That grave was here. The bodies were identified. She signed the papers she saw. But what? What if it wasn't them? "Where is this house?" asked Marina in a trembling voice. "Next to the old bus station there is a green house, dilapidated." Marina got up, took the bag, did not even thank the boy properly, just ran. She didn't know if she was going off. She was crazy, didn't know if it was real or cruel fate, but she needed to see. I called Uber, gave me the address, which the boy called. The driver was surprised, but drove away. 20 minutes later, she was standing in front of an old dirty house with broken windows. It seemed that it was abandoned, but someone lived there. Marina entered, climbed the stairs. Heart. It beat so hard that it hurt. 3rd floor. She stopped in front of the door, number 304, took a deep breath and knocked. Never mind, I knocked again. Steps from the other side. Slowly the door opened, and she saw Ricardo, lively, thinner, unshaven, with eyes wide open in panic. Marina, she couldn't speak, just pushed the door open and walked in. And then she saw them both, Lucas and Gabriel, sitting on the couch, alive, real, big, different, but it was them. Marina fell to her knees and screamed. The boys jumped up, frightened. Lucas took a step back. Gabriel remained standing. The eyes are wide open. They did not recognize their own mother. Marina cried nonstop, unable to pronounce a single words. Ricardo stood in the doorway, pale and shocked. "Mom," whispered Lucas in confusion. She slowly stood up, wiping away her tears, trying not to scare them. "This is me, my love." Gabriel began to cry too, ran to her, and threw himself into her arms. Lucas remained standing, looking as if he had seen a ghost. Ricardo closed the door with a trembling hand. "Marina, I can explain." She turned to him, a face full of anger and pain. "Explain? Explain that, Ricardo, that you have made me believe that my children are dead, that I have visited an empty grave for 2 years. It was. Not really. Then how was it?" He sat down on the floor, his head in his hands. "I owed dangerous people, Marina, a lot of money. Dangerous people. They began to threaten me. They said that they would come for you, for the boys." She was silent, hugging. "Gabriel. Lucas is closer now. He holds her hand." Ricardo continued. "I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I tried to solve it, but the debt only grew. They came to my house and shot me down. They said that if I did not pay, they would take the children. His voice broke. I couldn't tell you. You will. She would condemn me. She would want to take the boys away from me. I just fell into despair. Marina hugged the children to her. And then you decided to pretend that they were dead? I met one guy. He had contacts in the police in the morgue. He said he could find the bodies, identify it as mine, make it look like an accident. I paid everything I had. We faked the accident. Documents, that's it. She didn't believe what she was hearing. You ruined my life, Ricardo. I saved their lives, he screamed, standing up. Do you think I wanted that? I also lost everything. I had to disappear. Living in secrecy, change his name. Boys could not go out, could not go to school. I did what I thought I had to do. Marina also stood up, carefully letting go of the boys. You lied to everyone. To me, to your mother, to the police, and to them. You told them I was dead. Ricardo lowered his head. I didn't know how to explain. They asked about you every day. I could not see how they suffered. It was easier to say that you left, that something had happened. Lucas, who had been silent until now, looked at his father with anger. You lied, Mom is alive. Ricardo tried to approach, but the boy stepped back. Marina took a deep breath and picked up the phone. I called the police. Marina, please not. You will. Answer for what you did, and I will take my children. She called, gave the address. 20 minutes later, the police arrived. Ricardo did not resist. He knew it was all over. He was arrested for forging documents, hiding a corpse, fraud, and kidnapping. Even if he thought he was protecting children, the law saw it differently. Marina took Lucas and Gabriel home the same day. They were confused, frightened, but gradually began to understand. She explained everything calmly, said that her father did something wrong trying to protect them, that she never left, that she cried every day. Lucas took longer to accept. Gabriel adapted faster, but they were both at home. Finally, the following months were difficult. Therapy, a lot of tears, a lot of talking. Lucas had nightmares. Gabriel was afraid to go outside. Marina was not okay either. She felt anger, relief, guilt, all at the same time. But they were together. Ricardo was tried and sentenced to 6 years in prison. In his defense, he tried to refer to emotional self-defense, child protection, but it didn't work. He committed serious crimes. Marina visited it once. 3 months after imprisonment, he was even thinner, his hair was cut short, his eyes were tired. Thank you for coming, he said in a low voice. I didn't come for you. I came because the boys need to know that the father still exists. He nodded. I know that. I ruined everything. I know you'll never forgive me. Marina was silent for a while. I don't know if I'll forgive. But I understand that you were afraid, that you thought you were doing the right thing, even if it was wrong. He wiped his eyes. They ask about me. Asked. Lucas is still mad at you. Gabriel wants to see you. Ricardo swallowed. I lost everything. You haven't lost them. They're still your children. It will just take time. She got up to leave. Marina. She stopped. Thank you for taking care of them, for being the mother I could never be a father to. She didn't answer, she just left. 2 years later, Lucas and Gabriel were bigger, stronger, and happier. Lucas returned to football. Gabriel loved to draw. They went to school, they had friends, they laughed again. Marina too. I recovered, returned to work, graduated from the faculty, began to date someone new with someone who belonged to her and the boys with respect. They sometimes visited Ricardo. It wasn't easy, but the boys needed it. Them. He had to understand that his father was wrong, but he still loves them. Marina never returned to that cemetery. She didn't need it anymore. Her children were alive. They were there for her, and that was all that mattered. Eventually, she learned something that no one teaches. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It's a choice to keep going despite the pain. It is to look at your children and know that their love is greater than any lie in that life, no matter how cruel, can still give a second chance.